Bonjour, Kanamage Nene Ireland Adishnikas, and welcome to today's My Math lesson. Today's lesson, Chapter 12, Lesson 1, Polygons. We have a new essential question this week, and that essential question is, how does geometry help me solve problems in everyday life? As we engage in this lesson, you should have the lesson packet out. It begins on page 903 with some examples and non-examples of polygons and a lot of vocabulary that we should be looking at here momentarily. If you don't have this paper available, please pause the video, grab it, and then return. If you returned, welcome back. If not, you're already here, well, that's wow. All right, how do you determine whether a two-dimensional figure is a polygon? Well, the definition of a polygon is a closed figure made up of line segments that do not cross each other. So looking at what appears to be a rectangle above, we see that there are four line segments. They meet, they do not cross. Now we'd have to measure to determine if this particular quadrilateral was just a rectangle or if they were all the same length, and those were 90-degree angles, then we would call that a square. But that is in fact a polygon. Looking at some examples here, and this is not yet in your text, you can see that we have a 90-degree angle, but you see on this one, we have an opening. It is not a polygon. They do not all connect with each other. It's not closed. This one, let's actually go ahead and bring that screen up for you, is not, because you see the crossing of line segments here. It's going all over. There's no in middle to a polygon. This one, what appears to be a rectangle, at the very least, it's a quadrilateral, is a polygon. It's made up of line segments and it's closed. Circles are not polygons. They are their own thing. They do not have line segments. Line segments have angles. This is a nice little 360-degree curve. And this pentagon over here, and it's not the traditional pentagon shape, but it is a five-sided figure, which is the definition of a pentagon, is a polygon because it's made up of line segments. So key learning on this screen, if it's made up of line segments, they do not cross, and it's a closed figure, it's a polygon. Obviously, then you need to be able to determine whether it's a regular, not irregular polygon, or if it's what type of polygon it is, whether it's a triangle, a quadrilateral, hexagon, whatever that may be. So if you were using pattern blocks at home, you could make a square, a hexagon, and a triangle one at a time and name the figures. That's something you could practice at home. And as always, anytime you want to practice, please consider pausing the video, doing what you need to do, and then returning to the video. All right, so now we are on 903, and even if you're doing it this at home, go ahead and put your name on the paper so that when you turn it in, you will not run into any problems. And you can see already on the top of your page, there's the definition of a polygon being a closed figure made up of line segments that do not cross each other. There's also some images of polygons and not polygons. But we're on example basic on 903, and we're looking at the Pentagon. It is the home of our Department of Defense in Arlington, Virginia. Despite the fact that this is labeled as being in Washington, D.C., that is factually incorrect. It is across the Potomac from Washington, D.C. I don't think they expected me to call them on that, but hey. That's what I do. All right, so you can see here, we want to know how many sides. First off, if it's a polygon, this says, does the red outline form a polygon? You can see we have line segments. There's 5 of them. And do they cross? No, there's no lines going across. So make sure you also fill these in. And again, feel free to pause the video as you do it. They do not cross. It is, in fact, a polygon. A regular polygon is a polygon with congruent sides and congruent angles. Congruent sides are equal in length. Congruent angles have the same degree measured. So you may have to use a ruler or a protractor to make those measurements. And congruent just means it's the same. It's a good word to know. You'll see it a lot going forward, especially when you take geometry in high school. All right, let's go down to example niche 2 for you, those speakers. And we're going to determine if this is a polygon. Well, it is a polygon. Is it regular or not regular? So we look here first. The top and bottom sides appear what? How does the sides here compare with these sides? To me, it almost looks like they may be longer. So if these are longer, are all 6 sides congruent? Probably not. So it is not regular, and I'll bring that up. Make sure you write this in as well. You hear the paper turning, you know that right after you finish writing this in, I have to go ahead and turn the page. So we're going to look at the top of the table. And this is now on 904. So first things first, we got to count the number of sides, and try should be a good clue here. We have 1, 2, 3, so there are 3 sides. We want one that's not regular. So my drawing is not very good. That's barely a triangle. This is that little loop. Well, let's pretend for a moment that that's perfect shape. Perfect angles. It's not. Now we are, so we got 1, 2, 3 sides. They're obviously not the same. It's not regular. Quadrilateral, we have Bezic, Niche, Nisue, and Niwen. So 4 sides. And if we wanted another one that's not regular, just draw a rectangle. Those are. Go ahead and copy these numbers in, but you're welcome to draw your own picture. All right, now let's go ahead. I'm going to clear my screen. Anytime you hear me say clear my screen, I'm going to clear my screen. Feel free to quickly pause the video until you're ready. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now, and you see a sample answer there. They gave you a trapezoid. So now, continuing on the page, we have a pentagon. Let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to not attempt to draw it. You draw your own. You can pause the video anytime to do that. Hexagon, Bezic, Niche, Sway, Niwen, Nanen, and good this way. 6. Octagon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You start seeing that these prefixes here, penta, hexa, octa, they're going to tell us how many sides there are. Penta means 5, hexa 6, octa 7, septas, octa's 8, septa 7. Quad was 4, tri was 3. Write that in, attempt your own. You can pause the video while you're attempting your own irregular polygon. Go ahead and pause the video. Welcome back. I'll clear the drawings and let's just see another example from the book. Notice I didn't have to keep the same shape. We can move things around. All right, so let's now go down to the bottom of the page in the guided practice. Name the polygon. What I would like you to do is pause the video, check, finish the problem, and then turn the video back and we'll go over it. Let me pause the video now. Welcome back. So let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. It appears that they are regular. You know what, I'm going to make your lives easier. My penmanship on this is not, it leaves a little something to be desired here. So it is a regular octagon. So they were writing congruent, which means the same. So a regular octagon. And like I said, go ahead, check your answers, write it in, and then move forward. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and slide forward here. The talk math. Is a circle a polygon? Well, the answer is no. Why? I mean, it is closed, right? It is, but it's not made up of line segments. All right, here you go. I want you to go ahead on your page and practice numbers 2 and 3. Pause the video and unpause the video when you're ready. You may pause now. Welcome back. Identify the structure name each polygon. Determine if it appears to be regular or not regular. Well, we have 4 sides. So that's going to be a quadrilateral, and it does appear to be regular. This one is clearly not regular, because this angle is really large. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, which would make it a hexagon. So 1 is regular, 1 is irregular. Go ahead and do numbers 4 and 5. You can pause the video now. All right, welcome back. So you look at this. Did you get that's a quadrilateral and it appears to be regular? And a regular quadrilateral is a square. And then we have a regular octagon based on its 8 sides. All right, let's go ahead. I'd like you to try numbers 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. Go ahead and pause the video now. Welcome back. You see that we have a triangle that's not regular. These angles are acute, where this is close to right. And this is a pentagon that's not regular. Kind of looks like a house on its side. Looking at 8 and 9, a trapezoid is an irregular quadrilateral, and this appears to be a regular triangle with all 3 sides congruent. At this point, I'd like you to go ahead and look at the homework. Name the polygon, determine if it appears to be regular or not regular. Your vocabulary check, and as a hint, I always recommend that you look back to the opening page, which would be 903 for the vocab. You have an example, some tangram pieces. Using just the letter name, which ones appear to be regular, where all the sides and those are the same. So you just, if it was A, B, and C, you just write A, B, and C. What polygons? So give me the names of some shapes that you see there. Name the polygons used to form the front and sides of the tent. And are they regular or irregular? Is this a polygon? Yes or no? And explain. And then finally, which of these following figures is a polygon? So best of luck to you. I'm sure you will do well. As is the norm, if you have any questions and you're not in class, please reach out to me at mireland@sagchipschool.net. Be more than happy to answer your videos, or you can reach me after the school day during our office hours. Hope everyone has a minute. And